Nightly greetings, one and all. William Theo here, homegrown and happy to be bringing you the latest developments on the planet. And at the top of tonight's late breakers, Washington, D.C. and Beijing are agreed Israel's expanded operations in Gaza City have yielded one unmistakable result: civilian overkill. So it was concurred between Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and Secretary of State Antony Blinken in their latest direct line phone chat, with the Israel versus Hamas war in Gaza at the top of the agenda and the urgent need to de-escalate the status of hostilities as it is. Blinken cited the imperative of all parties working closely together to keep the conflict from metastasizing and spreading in the region dominated by Arabs and Muslims. Foreign Minister Wang Yi, for his part, stressed the top priority is to call for a ceasefire and end the war ASAP. While the United States has completely backed up Israel in this war, it has consequently realigned itself with China in seeking to end the war and put a stop to the wanton and unrelenting slaughter of civilians by Netanyahu's government and the IDF. Both President Joe Biden's key allies in Vice President Kamala Harris and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, played along with a growing number of Democrat Party mates, have spoken aloud on a high and mounting civilian casualties, mostly children and women, as a result of Israel's war of annihilation strategy in Gaza. GTA, those three letters are perhaps the most recognized and understood acronym in the world of gaming, translating to grand theft, auto, or simply the felony of motor vehicle theft or carjacking to law enforcement. The trailer for the full game 6th edition, whose release date is on 2025, is out and has been viewed by over 100 million thus far in the last 24 hours. Likewise, the trailer or teaser comes a full 12 years after its predecessor or previous version, GTA 5, came out and has been the second biggest selling video game of all time. The highly sought and watched trailer zeroes in on Lucia, a leading character in the game who's been freed from jail to make her first high-profile role in the game, criticized for its depiction of women, the LGBTQ, and minorities. Part of its tremendous appeal, Grand Theft Auto resonates among gamers, are the adult nature of its themes and the proliferation of violence and betrayal among its characters, mostly criminal, unsavory, and anti-hero characters, and of course high-speed car chases, much like in the Fast and the Furious movie franchise. Israel's war against Hamas in the condemned city of Gaza is not only on the battlefield, but has extended to the courtroom in The Hague, each side accusing each other of atrocities or war crimes. And there will be a plethora of documented evidence on both sides to bolster their cases, as we hear this VOA report.
International Criminal Court Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan toured the ruins of Israeli communities that Hamas gunmen attacked on October 7th. The attackers killed more than 1,200 Israelis and took 240 others as hostages, most of them civilians. Khan listened to the testimony of survivors and family members of the hostages, calling the attacks serious international crimes that shock the conscience of humanity.
Hostage taking represents a great breach to the Geneva Conventions. It represents a specific offence under the Rome Statute. And I call for the immediate release of all hostages taken from Israel and for their safe return to their families.
Lawyers for the Hostage and Missing Families Forum, a group of families of the hostages, say they want Khan to immediately open an investigation on behalf of hundreds of October 7th victim families, even before the war ends.
There's no question about jurisdiction against Hamas. There's no question about it being wide-scale and systematic and an international crime against humanity, war crime, and genocide.
But Palestinians argue that it is Israel that has been violating international law by its military campaign in Gaza, which has killed more than 15,000 people, a majority of them women and children, according to the Hamas-controlled health ministry in Gaza.
The legal situation, literally, it's war crimes, crimes against humanity. There is ethnic cleansing, genocide, taking place in the Gaza Strip. What's going on? Rule of jungle, not the rule of law.
ICC prosecutor Khan addressed Palestinian war crimes claims against Israel when he met with Palestinian Authority leaders in the West Bank town of Ramallah. But many Palestinian human rights organizations boycotted his visit, accusing him of favoring Israeli claims over long-standing Palestinian charges.
I've also spoken to individuals that have lost their families, loved ones, children, wives, parents in the rubble of Gaza. I have made it crystal clear. The law is not some cosmetic adornment that can be disregarded. It's a fundamental requirement that must be complied with.
Besides the case before the International Criminal Court on behalf of the Israeli victims' families, the State of Israel will conduct military trials of about 900 Hamas militants arrested on October 7th, including charges of sexual violence as a war crime. While the war in Gaza continues to rage on the battlefield, Israeli and Palestinian legal activists prepare for a different kind of fight in international court. Linda Gradstein, VOA News, Jerusalem.
And at this moment, we turn to our colleague in PTV's Pine City studios for the latest developments brewing in the Cordilleras. Eddie?
Ngayong Bagarabi, Pilipinas, may pampanakal ti Baguio Girl nga 18th placer ti 2023 bar examinations. Saan lang nga basta nakapasa ng rank 18, manipod ka na iti agarupa o 4,000 a bar passers, ti 26-year-old ani attorney Raquel Dominic Balisong. No pay Bachelor of Arts in Political Science ti nalipas na kurso. San na plano asumbrang iti law school iti San Beda University, aging nga ginuyugoy dagiti naganak na nga agpadamot lang nga abogado. Iti agdama, agtatrabaho da ito iti may sa law firm ken plano na nga ituloy tagbalin a litigation lawyer. Mensay na kada itiket na agbalin nga abogado. Kasapulan ti panaganos ken talag iti kabailan.
Don't give up right now. Feeling ko, if you need rest, just rest, pero don't give up. Be confident. And if you're looking for a motivation to read, don't look for it. Just read, tapos the motivation will come. It will always come to you. Kailangan ng sipag pag law school, lalo sa pagbabasa. So, yun, don't take shortcuts.
Sa balipay damag, imimbestigaran ni Tati Baguio City Police Office ti kaso iti maatap a panagtakaw ken pamapatay iti Fairview, Baguio City, di Walim Kalman. Biktima dito iti 20 anyos a babae, adan asawa ken negosyante. Iti inisyal a report ti pulisya, mapukpukaw dagiti alahas ken cellphone ti biktima iti mismo a balayda. Nasarakan dalangan ti biktima pimusayan ken natalyan iti kordon ti sapatos ti tenggad na. Manarimaan ti naunag nga investigasyon dagiti otoridad, iti papusay ti biktima ken ti pakabigbigan dagiti suspect.
Ang ating kapulisan sa Baguio na pinangungunahan po ng ating City Director na si Police Colonel Francisco Buluayan Jr. ay ginagawa ang kanilang makakaya para po malutas o mabigyang hustisya ang biktima at ang kanyang pamilya po. Ay nananawagan kami na kung sino pong may alam na impormasyon na may makakatulong para ma-solve ito. Open po ang ating Station 1, 24/7, and of course dito rin sa headquarters. Bukas po ang aming opisina para po kung gusto nyo pong magbigay ng kalinawa o impormasyon nga na makakatulong.
Nakita tayo dinamdamag, manipod ito yung PTV Cordillera, siyak ni Eddie Carta, naimbag, Arabii.
Thank you, Eddie. And that's a wrap for tonight. We look forward to bringing you the fresh and latest events around the planet, same time tomorrow. Keep in mind to always work hard, aim high, give thanks, be of use as you catch the news right here. William Theo wishing you a restful evening ahead.